Word 2013, Unit E, Creating and Formatting Tables. Let's get started. For our case, we're preparing a summary budget for an advertising campaign aimed at the Philadelphia market. The goal of our ad campaign is to promote winter tours to tropical destinations. That sounds great, right? We decided to format the budget information as a table because that'll make it easy to read and analyze, and that's absolutely true. It's a lot easier to display data as a table than it is in a paragraph form. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll let you read the unit objectives. Our very first assignment here is to insert a table. We know what a table is. A table is a grid made up of rows and columns of cells that we can fill with anything that we'd like. We can put text in here. We can put graphics in a cell. And a cell is simply what we get when we intersect a column and a row. So let me go ahead and move this out of the way. The first thing we're supposed to do is to start Word and click a blank document. So let's go ahead and do that. By the way, I'm using Word 2013. Word 2016 is in the lab on campus. And I'll go ahead and start my blank document here. As a part of our very first instruction, item 1, start Word, click blank document. Now we need to go to the View tab, and here it is. By the way, you might notice that my tab looks a bit different from yours. I have some additional features installed as add-ons with Microsoft Word. But now here I am at the View tab, and I'm going to click the Page Width button in the Zoom group. So here's my Zoom group. Don't forget that our ribbon, we have menu options up here at the top. Below our menu options, or our tabs rather, we have the ribbon, and the ribbon is separated into different groups, and you can see the name of each group at the bottom of the group. For instance, table of contents, footnotes. I'm on the references tab now. So I'll go back to View, look for my Zoom group, and there is Page Width. And what I want you to notice before I click that Page Width button is notice my actual, let me close this. Let me click Page Width and let's see what happens to our viewing area here. And really not one thing. Why is that? Because I was already at Page Width. Let me change this so that you can see what would happen if it was not already at Page Width. There we go. So we've done item number 1. Now let's go to the Insert tab above our ribbon. And we're going to look for the Table button in the Tables group. And so here's my Tables group. By the way, your groups may be wider or smaller. If your group is smaller because your monitor resolution is a bit smaller than mine. And different groups, I don't know which of your groups will be smaller, but yours may look a bit different from mine. But don't worry about that. So here we have the table, and notice I have Insert Table here. And I can pick how many columns, how many rows my table should have. And we're supposed to pick 2 by 4. So it'll look about like that. Notice we have a number of other features down here at the bottom. So you have a lot of things that you can choose from. So do a bit of exploring when you do these homework assignments or lab assignments so that you can see what features are available. But we're looking at item 3, point to the second box in the 4th row to select 2 by 4 table and then click. So let's do that. Now we're going to enter in some information. Starting at item number 4, we're supposed to type in location. Item 5, type in cost. Notice each time I click tab, I go to the next cell. A few more things to enter here, starting with the Philadelphia Inquirer and the cost of that ad campaign. And I'll hit tab again. They give us a bit more information that we need to include. And taxi tops. Oops. Sometimes I get a bit thick-fingered, I say. And now something I do want you to pay attention to. Notice I don't have any more rows, but if I hit my tab key one more time, Microsoft Word assumes I'm going to want a new row there. And so now I have it. And inquire, oops, again. I don't know what's going on with me today. Apparently this add by isn't much. Bus stops. And finally the Philadelphia Magazine. I wonder if I'm having some sticky key issues going on. It'll be okay though. So now I have walked us through all the way from item 1. We're about to do the very last item here. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let me do a quick undo up here on my quick access toolbar. And hey, you know what? It's a good thing I'm up here at my quick access toolbar. And that bit of trouble, did you see that? I'm so used to tabbing after I enter everything that I did that one extra tab. And it wasn't a problem to get rid of. But this is a great time for me to mention that your textbook just so happens to include some trouble areas you might bump into, and notice it actually kind of caught something that I just did. If you press tab after the last row, click the undo button on the quick access toolbar to remove the new blank row. Well, hey people, I didn't need your help with that. I figured at least that out on my own. But still, that is good to know. Let's go ahead to our quick access toolbar, click the save button, and I need to find a location. I think I'll go to computer and desktop. I keep a lot of things on OneDrive, but I'm not going to do that here. I'll get a new folder. Oops, don't bother me. CIS 235. And I think I want another new folder inside of that. Word, and how about one more new folder? Word Unit E. And now that I've created all of these nice new folders, I want to give this a proper name. And we're actually told what to name this brand new file, and that is WD E-Philly add budget. So be sure that you name these documents appropriately, because when you upload them, I'm looking for the right name as well. So now I can save this. Looks pretty good. By the way, let me mention one more thing about the textbook assignments as you walk through them. If I click my little page changer here, I want you to notice that these are typically 2-page assignments, but that second page simply highlights some things you should pay pretty close attention to as you work through the assignment. For instance, we can later go back and add a design if we want to this table using the Table Tools Design tab. We can move our table around using the Table Move handle. It mentions or it shows you adding a new row. So sometimes you'll be referred to figures. For instance, here's a reference to figure E2. Pressing that tab key gets you a new row. And here you can see what it's referencing. One of the nice little features about this book, if you'll take the few extra minutes to notice that it's there and to read it, is you often get some really cool tool tips down at the bottom, or things to kind of add to your toolbox that can make you more productive. For instance, you can convert text automatically to a table. Simply select the text and turn it into a table, or select a table and remove the borders around it so that you reduce to just the text. And the how you do that is included as a tip for this section. But for right now, we'll stop here and go on to the next lesson.